when it comes to this coronavirus thing, make sure that you're getting the information from a reputable source, from the CDC, from the World Health Organization. Definitely avoid social media. Definitely
like the plague.
Yeah.
Like the coronavirus.
Not just social media, but a lot of the media. A lot of the media is going to blow it out of proportion. The CDC and the World Health Organization, they're just giving you the facts of what's happening.
Yes. Yeah.
So can you look up the Joe Rogan podcast and his last guest? Just look it up in the podcast app, Joe Rogan. Just because. So some of the information that
I don't have his podcast saved.
Just look it up in the podcast app.
Okay.
So some of the information that I'm going to give you guys is from the CDC, from the World Health Organization. A little bit is from this Joe Rogan podcast. Sonia's going to look it up. He had a guy that he's a scientist who specializes in, or a doctor that specializes in infectious diseases and how they transmit. So let me see. So that podcast, for those of you that want to check it out, I definitely suggest it. Michael Osterholm. It was episode 1439. So Joe Rogan's podcast 1439, Michael Osterholm, and they talked all about some the coronavirus and these diseases that are similar. And the other place was the NBC Nightly News, but I got a little bit out of that, but the majority, and I can let you guys know where I got what. So on the podcast with Joe Rogan, he was talking with this guy, and they were saying that the incubation period is 4 days. So
not 40 days?
No, 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. So what that means is that when you get infected by the coronavirus, it takes 4 days for you to start developing symptoms. Like you've already been infected, and for 4 days you don't have any symptoms. But you are contagious. So you could be touching stuff. You're not even coughing yet. You don't have a fever yet. But if you're picking your nose, touching your mouth, touching other shit, and then somebody else touches it, you're contagious.
Yeah.
So the incubation period is 4 days. Obviously, like my mom was talking about earlier, the people that are in most danger are people that are over 55, people that are unhealthy, that have a lowered immune system, and people that have respiratory problems. So you want to make sure that those people are the ones that need to be the most cautious, because they're the ones that if they get it, they're going to have a harder time fighting it off.
Yes. So, and they are the ones, like my friend was telling me, she's like, I went and there's nothing. She's like, people are basically hoarding this stuff. And you can even see on social media that some people are even selling
that's
toilet paper.
That's jacked
for
up.
a very high cost.
That's messed up.
And it's like the people that really need it are not going to have it, because us younger, healthy people, are taking this stuff and stocking up on it because of all the fear that's going around.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. And I got this from the CDC. So the symptoms, obviously, like we've said, was a fever and cough. And then the more serious symptoms, the ones that you definitely want to, because right around this time when people catch colds and the flu or whatever, you get a fever, you get the cough. But if you start getting the shortness of breath, persistent pain or pressure in your chest, I don't know what new confusion. This was on the CDC's website. New confusion. I don't know if like you're just kind of out of it, or inability to arouse. So if you're just kind of lethargic, I
heard that differently.
I don't have the inability to arouse. Like you do pretty good. But
thanks, babe.
Bluish in the face or in the lips. So those things are a little bit more serious, and you definitely want to get checked. And like I said, I got this from the CDC. You guys can look it up yourselves. Now, like we mentioned before, when somebody sneezes or coughs, it can trap, because these are particulates and droplets from your respiratory system. They're heavy. They're heavier than just air. It's not transmitted by air. It's transmitted by these droplets. So when somebody coughs or sneezes, it comes out of their mouth, but then it starts to fall.
Gotcha.
So you have to be in close proximity with these people, or it'll land on a surface, and then they don't know how long the virus can live on the surface. But then if somebody else comes and touches it, or they pick up the pen, touch the keyboard, touch the desk. We have meetings at my job all the time. So if somebody, just think, these conference rooms, there's people there's so many times I go to a meeting and people are knocking at the door like, hey, we got this conference room at 9:00.
Yeah.
And then we get out and they get in.
Right.
So what about the people before that were coughing all up in that conference room, and now I'm going in for a meeting? Or if I was coughing all up in the conference room, now they're coming in for a meeting. So that's, and then you touch your face, you touch your eyes.
Just have sanitizer
So that's
available,
where washing your hands, the
sanitizer,
that's where that comes in. So in the U.S., this is from the CDC. In the U.S., there's as of the 13th, March 13th. Today's the 14th. We're recording it, but as of March 13th, there's been 1,629 cases reported, and there has been 41 deaths. So that's a death rate of 2.5%.
Yeah.
So, and the majority of those people, I'm sure, like we talked about before, are people that have respiratory problems, older people. Now, I got some stuff from the World Health Organization here, and this says globally, there's been 142,539 cases confirmed in the world, and this is as of today. And there's been 5,393 deaths. So that's almost 4%.
Which is
4% death rate.
High at all.
So out of 100 people, maybe 4 people might die that get this. And like we said, those are the people that maybe are elderly, that their immune system is compromised, or they have respiratory problems, that sort of thing. But one thing that I heard on the NBC Nightly News that they were talking about that a lot of people aren't saying is that more than half of the people that are infected, they're good now. Like they talk about 140 something thousand people in the world, or the 1,700 cases that we have here in the U.S., but the majority of people have already recovered. They don't have the coronavirus anymore, and they're good to go.
Right.
And then another 30 to 40% of the people that are infected are going to get better, and they're expected to recover fully. That's what they're not talking about.
The flu, right? It's just like, having a cold. You're going to get past this. You're going to heal. You know, it's just that, again, I think that, or I know the media is causing fear in everyone.
And we're doing it to ourselves,
that's what's making it worse, is that.
Yeah. And then right now, the epicenter for the coronavirus is in Europe. So it was in China, and now Europe is having the fastest, biggest outbreak of the coronavirus. And then the U.S., I mean, we're doing pretty good at keeping it away.
Yeah. So my question
but the thing is that it seems like it's inevitable. Like it's coming no matter what. Look up videos of people that have had the coronavirus, because so far, except for the dead people, because they can't make videos. But sorry.
Babe, that wasn't even funny.
Sorry. But there's people that have had the coronavirus and they've interviewed them afterward. Like there was the dude from the cruise ship, and he said that he got the fever for 8 hours and he had a dry cough, and then it went away.
Yeah.
But he's still in quarantine. Yeah. He said he feels fine.
Yeah.
But he's got to get so many positive tests in a row before they release him. There was another guy. He seemed like he had it worse, but he survived. So there are videos of people that have survived. You can listen to what they say. The other thing is the mask. There's a lot of people that are looking for masks or buying masks, and the masks don't do anything to keep you from getting the coronavirus, because they're not sealed. Unless you have a mask like the one that I was wearing, like that one will actually protect you.
Babe, you probably shouldn't have let anybody know you had that mask.
Shit goes down. I'm wearing that mask to sleep. No, but if
and
you
what
have,
about me?
Because I have another one.
Oh, okay.
No, what I'm saying is, because unless the mask has a seal around your face, the air is still going to get in. So you can still get the air in through your mask. And what it can help with is if you have the coronavirus. If you put a mask on and then you cough, then that will keep the virus contained inside the mask. And, well, not 100%, but it does help from spreading it. Yeah. So it's not going to keep you from getting it, but if you have it, it'll keep you from spreading it.